everyone, my name is Tejasvi. I am pursuing PGDM in Sivasivani Institute of Management. Today I am here to give company review presentation on the Ramco Cements Limited. So firstly, let us see the introduction of the company. Coming to the vision of the company. The vision of the company is to attain leadership in the cement technology, and it also wants to encourage the use of environment and eco-friendly practices, and it also wants to provide the cement products at affordable prices to the business segment and also to the consumers. And then the mission of the company. The mission of the company is to produce and sell cement and cement related products in the public sector so as to have a moderating influence and effect in the market. And then the total number of employees in the company are 3,188 employees, and the total number of plants of the company are 13 plants, and the wind farm capacity of the company is 125.95 million watts. And then the branches of the Ramco Cements has been segregated into four major divisions. Firstly, the integrated cement plants, which are majorly in Tamil Nadu state, and then one plant is in Andhra Pradesh state, and the last plant is in Karnataka state. And then secondly, the grinding units, and then followed by thirdly, packing terminals, and then lastly, state of the art research center, which is the research center of the company, which is located in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Then the history of the company. Actually, in the 1950s, the investment in cement industry was actually very bad due to the price controls, and also due to the heavy investment which has to be invested in the industry. So only those entrepreneurs who were of non-profit motive used to come forward in order to invest in this industry. So Sri Manubhai Shah, who was the central minister for the industries in the late 50s, has visited Madras in order to meet the industrialists. So he called Mr. Ramasamy Raja and requested to start the cement industry in the Tamil Nadu state, which was readily accepted by Ramasamy Raja, and which led to the birth of the Ramco Cements Limited in the year 1961. And coming to the management of the company. The management of the company consisted of managing director, who is Shri P.R. Venkatrama Raja, and followed by 5 independent directors, Shri R.S. Agarwal, Shri M.P.N. Rao, Shri M.M. Venkatachalam, Srimati Justice Chitra Venkatraman, Shri M.F. Farooqi, and then followed by CEO, Chief Executive Director, who is Mr. A.V. Dharma Krishnan, and then Company Secretary, Mr. K. Selvanyanam, and then followed by Chief Financial Officer, CFO, who is Mr. S. Vaidyanandan. And then coming to the product offerings of the company. Actually, the product offerings of the company has been majorly categorized into 3 categories. Firstly, blended cement. Blended cement is nothing but the mix of the OPC, which is ordinarily Portland cement. And then coming to the second major category, that is OPC, ordinary Portland cement, which is actually majorly preferred across the world by the consumer and business segments, because it is very much useful for the construction of highway roads and dams. And then the third category, dry mix products, which is nothing but ready mix of raw materials of the cement. And then the consumer segment. The consumer segment majorly constitutes of 3 major consumers. Firstly, housing and real estate, which constitutes of 65%, and then followed by public infrastructure, which constitutes of 25%, and then followed by industrial development, which constitutes of 10%. And then now let's see the manufacturing process of the cement. Firstly, the raw materials which are needed in order to get the cement, which are limestone, shale, silica and iron oxides has to be quarried from the ground, and the rock solid pieces has to be grinded into smaller particles, and these raw materials has to be mixed and put into rotary kiln so that it mixes the ingredients continuously, and it also eliminates the carbon dioxide, and which forms clinker. And to this clinker we need to add gypsum, which is the finest product, in order to get the final product cement. And now let's see the SWOT analysis of the company. Firstly, talking about the strengths of the company. The main strength of the company is providing the qualitative products for which the consumers are very much delighted with the qualitative products, and then the consumers are also very much satisfied with the products which has been provided by the company, like OPC, PPC, and also which enables for the growth of the company in terms of net profit. And then coming to the weakness of the company is that the company is unable to utilize its assets to the fullest capacity, which in turn is unable to generate the profits, the desired profits. And then there is also a downfall of the operating profit, which is the highest weakness of the company. And then talking about the opportunities of the company, the opportunities of the company is that the government has announced many new projects related to the infrastructure, which is like major opportunity for the company in order to develop and boost its growth. And then it also has to focus on the premium products like OPC and PPC, and also it has to develop furthermore in order to generate furthermore profits. And then coming to the threats of the company, the major threat of the company is that the raw materials of the cement, which are like coal, limestone, the prices has been continuously increasing, which is one of the threat for the company. And also the crude oil and diesel prices has also been continuously increasing, which is also a threat of the company. And also the COVID-19 has also impacted the company a lot. Because of the lockdown, the manufacturing units has been shut down for months. Due to this reason, it couldn't able to generate its desired profits, as it couldn't able to provide sales. And then coming to the pest analysis, firstly let us see the political analysis. Like the government is one of the biggest consumer with regard to this cement, and also the government also controls the prices of the raw materials like coal rates, tariff, and limestone, which has been continuously increased. And then coming to the economic part, the economic part is that the export segment of the company is helps in increasing the company's revenue and also growth. And also the new projects which has been announced by the company is also increasing the company's production. And then coming to the social part of the pest analysis, actually there are two segments in the cement industry, which is organized segment and unorganized segment. Coming to the organized segment, there are major companies, well-known companies, where the consumers and businesses prefer those companies, whereas unorganized segment consists of retails and wholesalers, etc. And also most of the consumers prefer in order to buy the branded cement from the organized segments. And also the cement industry is also expected to generate almost 25 lakh job opportunities in the next 4 to 5 upcoming years. And coming to the technology, actually the German technology is also continuously improving towards the cement, because instead of using gypsum, it started using carbon dioxide with clinker in order to generate cement. So even India is also looking forward in order to adopt this measure. And also the government is also focusing in order to improve the technological updation in the case of energy conservation and environment protection. and also 93% of the total capacity in the industry is based on the modern environment friendly dry process technology. And then coming to the market share, as we can see over here that the Ramco Siemens contributes to 7% of the market share in terms of sales, which is 5162.34 crores in rupees. And then the major contributor in case of market share is Ultratech, which is contributing up to 49%. In terms of sales, its sales is almost 37,379.20 crores. And then the least we can see that Ramco Cement and JK Cement, even JK Cement is also contributing towards 7% of market share. And then coming to the shareholders pattern of the company, firstly we can see that the promoters are contributing up to 43% of the shareholding pattern, and then the FIIs, foreign institutional investors, are contributing up to 9%, and then the financial institutions and mutual funds are contributing up to 24%, and others are contributing up to 23.98%. And then now let us see the financial performance of the company. As we have seen with regard to sales, now let us see in terms of production. As we can see, there is a steady growth in the company with regard to the production in tons, in million tons, because in 2016 its production in tons is 7.23 million tons, whereas by 2019 it was almost 11.18 million tons. And then sales we have already seen. Coming to the EBITDA margin, it is also improving constantly, but there was a decline in 2019, but there was up to 20.23%, and also there was the highest EBITDA margin was in 2017, which is 30.45%. And coming to the net profit margin, we can see that the net profit of the company is increasing from year to year, because in 2016 it is 558.55 crores, whereas by 2020 it was almost 604.39 crores of rupees. And even the net worth is also increasing constantly, that because by the end of 2020 it is almost reaching its 5,000 mark, 5,000 crore mark. And also we can also see that the working capital is also doing pretty good, because it is being this constant, and also its EPS, earnings per share, is also improving, because in 2016 it is only 23.46, but by the end of 2020 it is 25.65. We can say that the shareholders are earning pretty much. Next, coming to its competitors of the company, which are Ambuja Cement, JK Cement, India Cement and ACC Limited. And now let us see the peer comparison with regard to financial year 2019 and 2020. As we have already seen the sales, we can also see that the gross profit margin is almost similar for every company, because it is crossing that 80% mark. And coming to the net profit, is that the net profit highest is earned by Ambuja Cement, and then followed by Ramco Cement, and then followed by ACC Cement. And also the market capitalization is also Ambuja Cement is earning, Ambuja Cement's market capitalization is highest, and whereas the Indian Cement's market capitalization is the lowest. And then coming to the net worth is the Ambuja Cements is the highest, and whereas Ramco Cement's net worth is 23.56 crores. And then coming to the enterprise value, Ambuja Cements has the highest enterprise value, whereas Ramco Cement in financial year 2019 it has 20,675.61 crores, whereas in financial year 20 it has having 70,462.16 crores, and India Cement is having the lowest enterprise value. And also the earnings per share is also ACC Limited is earning the highest EPS, whereas Ramco Cement has EPS of 25.65 in financial year 2019 and financial year 2020 it is 21.54. And then this is the peer comparison graph which we have discussed earlier in the tabular form. Now we have shown it in a graphical presentation, as we can all see over here. And then coming to the awards of the company, actually there were 3 awards, national awards, which was given to the company. And firstly, the Confederation of Indian Industry. This award has been started in the year 1985, where the company was honored with this award in the year 2013. And also the state government has also awarded the company with Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board in the year 2014. And also the national awards like National Energy Conservation Award, which was honored by for the company in the year 2010. And also the National Council for Cement and Building Materials. This award was awarded to the company in 2015. And then the Federation of Andhra Pradesh for the crop and commerce of the industry. This was awarded in the year 2017. Now let us see the stock price movement from the National Stock Exchange. These prices were taken. And the period is of 5 years, which is started in 1st April 2015, and the period was ended in 1st August 2020. You can see that the price movement in the initial stage, it was started at 300 rupees. Then it almost went higher in 1st April by 1st April 2018. It reached its highest point, which is almost 800 rupees. And then there was a downfall in 1st February. February and March period. It almost came to 400 rupees because of the COVID-19 effect, and also the manufacturing units were shut down due to the lockdown. But still, the stock price has been boosted up again by 1st August 2020 to almost 700 rupees. Now let us see the future plans of the company. The future plans of the company is to install 3 production lines. The major thing behind this installing these production lines is to expand its business mainly. It wants to install these 3 production pipelines in the state of Andhra Pradesh. 2 in the state of Andhra Pradesh and 1 in the state of Odisha. And also for this expansion program, it is almost incurring a cost of 10.85 billion rupees. And also it also focusing in order to enter into eastern market of India, because it has only 2 units over there. One is in Visakhapatnam and the other is in Kolagat, which is in West Bengal. These are the grinding units. And that's all with regard to the presentation. Thank you.